Hello everybody and welcome to our PowerPoint presentation tutorials. In this one we'll work on shapes. If we look into the button shapes and you click on the arrow below it, a menu will be displayed with all the different shapes that you can add into your presentation. Having a look at this menu, here you've got a picture with all the different shapes that you can add. The first division is the ones that you have just recently used. Then you have different type of lines, rectangles, basic shapes, block arrows, equation shapes, flowchart, stars and banners, callouts, and action buttons. In order to create a presentation similar to the one that we are looking at now, we have to learn how to include different shapes like boxes, arrows, and also include different images. So here we go. So let's create a slide that will give as an example what multimedia is. We'll go to a new slide, and the first thing we will do is just to add a text box. We'll go to Insert, Text Box, and I will write in the middle, Multimedia. I will double click the word to make it bigger, to change its size. I will write bold type and I will choose Arial. Then I will click on the dashed lines and I will place it in the middle of the slide. And then what I want to do is make a circle around this word. I can make a circle or a rectangle. I'm going to choose a rectangle. You've got different types with different edges. I'll choose the first one. Once I've chosen it, you see that the cursor has changed and now it's a cross. So I will click, and without releasing the click, I will create my, in this case, rectangle. Once I'm happy with the shape that I've given it, I will release the click I've done some seconds ago, and oops, you will see that we have something here. You will see that we've got different layers. The layer below is the one with the text, and the layer on top is the one with the box, with the rectangle. So what can I do in order to see what I have written? I can click with the right button of the mouse and go to Send Back. You see that the rectangle has been selected. You can distinguish that because of the circles and squares over here. So I'm going to choose Send Back, and I'm going to click on Send Backward, and you will see that the text now is on top. I will click somewhere else on the slide and the selection is not there. Now, how can I include the arrows? I will go again to shapes, and you see that you've got different type of lines. One of them is an arrow. I will click there, and then again I will click, and without releasing the click I will direct my arrow to the position that I want it to have. You see, now the arrow is there. I'm going to choose it. I'm going to click again on shapes. I'm going to choose a different type of arrow. Can you see that you've got here, it says right arrow. I'll choose that one, and I'm clicking, and without releasing the click I'm giving the shape that I want. You can modify the shape as we have seen in text by clicking on the circle. You can make it narrower, longer, see, narrower and longer, or wider and shorter. I'm going to make it smaller in this case because I don't need a big arrow, but it's not pointing to the place that I want to. So here you can see that you've got a green circle. All green circles allow you to do this. Look, I am rotating the arrow and changing. Now I'm going to change the position, but again I'm going to click on the green circle and I can change the direction of the object that I have. You can do this with text and with objects. If you see, I'm going to choose the text now multimedia. I'm going to click on the arrow, and again I can change the direction of the text. I can rotate it. I'm going to put it back where it belongs, and then I'm going to put the arrow, and I need 4 arrows. I'm going to choose another one. I'm going to choose a similar arrow to the one that I've chosen before. I'm going to click, and without releasing, I'm going to take it somewhere else, and you see that it's been selected. Yeah, I'm going to choose the other arrow. I'm going to select it by clicking on it, and you will see that a new tab has appeared, which is Format. If I click on the tab, here I've got Shape Styles. This will happen for everything that you choose that is shape. If I click on this arrow, I've got different options of arrows, so I can change it to make it wider and green. If you want, can you see this is Shape Outline? If you click on the arrow, you can modify the color of the arrow. In this case, if I want to choose the box, in this case the rectangle that I've chosen, you see this part of the menu has changed, and I've got different possible shapes or themes that I can choose. You see now my box is kind of reddish and it's got a white margin. The same happens with this arrow. I can change the shape into green, and the shape outline, and the shape fill could be this one. I'm going to choose purple. So in this way you can change and modify the different options that you have here. If you remember in Maddie's class, she was using speech bubbles. I'm going to choose another one here, and you see you can give and you can create a speech bubble. Here I'm not going to choose this one because I don't need it. I need just another arrow. I press the button delete. I'm going to choose this type of arrow. Again, I'm going to choose the shape that I want to. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate this one to the other direction, and that would be it. Now our next step is to include the images. How can we do that? We will go to the Insert tab, and in the menu here we can see that we've got Picture. Just by clicking on Picture, a window will pop up, and you can navigate your here it is. You can navigate your computer to find the pictures that you want. So if we're talking about multimedia, we have said that multimedia includes 4 different things. It includes pictures. So you see that I've got a camera to represent that, and the camera has been already selected. I'm going to resize it to make it smaller, and by clicking on it and moving it about, I'll put it where I want it. I'm going to resize it again to make it smaller, and I'm going to choose the arrow, select it, and make it smaller as well. Then multimedia also implies, see the pictures that we've got here, also implies sound. So by double clicking on the image I have inserted it into our presentation. I'm going to resize it now and place it wherever I want it. Again, multimedia also implies something else, which is text. And I've got a nice image I'm going to enlarge it for you to see it properly. There are different words over there which represent to me text. I'm going to place it in this arrow, and I'm going to move the arrow to, you see, this white edge or corner is on top of the arrow, and if I want the arrow to be on top of that image, again I will right click, having selected previously the arrow. I'm going to right click, and instead of send to back, in this case I need send to front. I'm going to choose bring to front, and there it is. And finally, multimedia also implies videos. So I'm going to choose for the image that I have previously searched for and select it, and I can click insert, and the image will be there. As it is a very big image, I'm going to reduce it by clicking on any of the circles in the corners and resizing it, and I'm going to move it to the position where I want it to. Again, I need to send to the front the arrow to make it be on top of the other one. And voila, you've got the slide ready for your presentation. Thank you.